G'day guys, welcome to another episode of The Lads. Teshi, Jamil, Ben, and Pat. Now boys, you all know that I love a good conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
So
Really?
there's a couple of things which I'm going to talk about tonight. Which are, I don't think many of you guys are familiar with what I'm going to talk about. One of them is the Roswell incident.
What's Roswell?
Roswell was allegedly a UFO crash landing. I think July 1947. Could be wrong with the dates, but an alien ship crash landed.
An alien ship?
So it was an alien ship.
It was an alien ship. However, all right,
been
this
confirmed.
is a conspiracy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So back then, you've just had the World War, biggest war that's happened. People are kind of just, getting over it. And then suddenly you've got a spaceship, right? An alien spaceship that can fly in the skies with absolute impunity. If you said
Did
that,
someone see it? Like, was it?
I'll get to that.
Yeah.
So if you think that we've got ships that can fly around, we have no control about it.
Because of lacking radar technology, is that what you're getting
exactly.
at? And tracking and whatnot?
Yes. You'd be fearful. We've got no control over it. So what happened was apparently this ship crashed. They announced that we've recovered a flying saucer disc. It was actually published in the newspapers, right? The very next day they redacted that and said no, it was a weather balloon. And there's a famous picture of a guy named Major Jesse Marcel, and he's holding he's looking up at the camera going, "Yep, I'm holding a weather balloon." It's a famous shot. You see it a lot in like these UFO docos and whatnot.
Does it look like it's put together?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Major Marcel's son, right, was a young kid at the time, and what happened was they had all the military go out to this ranch. Okay, now the ranch that it crash landed on was a guy named Pat Brazel. So what Pat was, there was a thundery storm that night, so he checked on his ranch and cattle, whatever, the next day. So he went out there and he saw all this debris, and he specifically said, it's been documented that he said, I tried to pick it up and it was like what we call plastic today, because back then they didn't have this sort of materials, right? He tried to light it on fire, would not burn. He said,
Why did he try that?
Because he hasn't seen the material before. He's like, what is this sort of stuff? It just looks strange.
Burn it!
Yeah, yeah. And there's a thing called, which he also says was called memory metal, and what he meant by that was he'd pick it up, he'd fold it up or scrunch it up in his hand, and it would kind of like unfold itself, and it was, and it was just kind of bizarre. And I remember watching also in a documentary where the guy said, I had a 16-pound sledgehammer. We were banging it and it would not dent, it would not bend, it would not dent.
Is this that stuff?
Yeah, it was just like this crazy sort of, material. So, okay, the military have said this, we put it on the newspaper, we redacted that, and they also said they stopped all the transmissions on the radio, the cross wires, saying, no.
How do we know they did
What?
that? Is there a record of that?
Yes, it's actually, this is actually documented. Like, the fact that they had the newspaper article going out, and the next day they said, no.
Changed it.
They've changed
straight away.
it. They've
So the
absolutely
paper
changed it.
did go out,
Yes.
but then they gathered all the copies, but some people got
No,
them.
I think, there's pictures of the newspaper, and it's common knowledge.
So it actually never got out?
Sorry?
The paper never
No, it
got
got
out.
published.
Oh, the paper
Yeah.
got published.
Yeah.
Paper got
So
published.
there's a few out there and they went, shit.
Yeah.
So
Or is it
okay.
like the
And they
next
changed
day?
the story
We
the
were
next
wrong.
day.
I'm not can't remember the dates, but what happened was they've gone. The press has gone had a field day with this. We've got a live. We've got a captured
what is
flying
it?
saucer. Military like, damn, we can't go out this. I think that's where the military stuffed up. And I think that's where they learned from keep it under wraps, keep it secret. Now this is where so the conspiracy is that yes, we've got a spaceship crash landed into Roswell, New Mexico. Sorry, Roswell, New Mexico. I should have said that from the start.
Yeah.
Can
is this the first alien conspiracy
This is like
that
the big
people
one.
think?
This is like the like the mecca.
Was there anything prior to it though?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think there was
I know in
there's a couple of, I forget the guy's name.
Yeah. Anyway.
We can talk about that another
So what
time.
makes it like confirmed alien?
Well, what it is,
As opposed to just a UFO and they didn't know what it was.
because
The jury's not out. Like, people still think that.
it's
still an
for
ongoing
years
thing,
later, like
right?
in the 80s, they did a proper investigation. They wrote a book about it. It's been going on for a long time. But the thing is, you've got key people in high military roles saying that
Authorization.
I was there.
Yeah.
I saw it. I took some of the debris home. So we'll go back to Major Jesse Marcel, right? So he grabbed some of the stuff and took it home. It was like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. and he showed his son, and his son's like, he's in documentaries now. He's like a full grown. He's got his own family with his son, and he said, I remember he showed us. He said, look, and he saw the symbols. It was like a purple sort of color and symbols he'd never seen before. He said the only way I could describe it would be like Egyptian what do you call it? Hieroglyphics. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one aspect of it. But what really piqued my interest about this is that you've got certain individuals saying that this happened, right? But you also got other people saying that, okay, part of the story. So I think the military works in compartmentalization.
Yep.
So I'm only going to tell you story A. You're going to be told B.
Or this person's authorized to know this, and this person
exactly.
isn't.
So no one's going to know the full story, you see?
With that compartmentalization, right, that can also be used as a counter-argument.
Absolutely.
Because this department is working on a new ship, new plane technology.
Yep.
Oh, shit, didn't
and
work.
you bring another point, Ben?
It crashed.
Yep.
Let's bullshit and say it was aliens, you know?
And that's what's quite commonly known.
And then pretend we're covering it up.
Yeah, misinformation, which is very common, right?
Yeah.
They're good at that.
Okay, so back to, I remember watching one of these pilots who was responsible, like the 501st Airborne, a prestigious sort of little group of people, right? I think they're responsible for dropping the A-bomb or whatever it was, right? So this guy was saying that on his deathbed to his wife, because his wife was on the documentary, saying his name was like Pappy or something. His nickname was Pappy or something or other. I could be wrong. Need to double check that. Saying that on his deathbed, he said, look, there was a crash. I was part of it. I had to fly the bodies, he saw it himself. So you've got a person A who's got no affiliation with person B, kind of corroborating the story, giving strength and argument, to the argument. So basically what we've determined is a ship's crashed, they've recovered bodies. Now, there's no concrete evidence to say where the bodies were. They've got like Edwards Base and Luke Air Force Base, and I don't know the logistics and the geography of America very well, but they went to some top secret military bases and they've been there ever since. Now, which brings up another point, right? So basically, you've got the main crux of it, right? Ship crash lands, Americans say this happened, they redact the comments, they stop the publications, reprint the press, and say otherwise. You've got the poster boy Jesse Marcel saying, no, it was this. It was a weather balloon, a high flying weather balloon that actually crashed, and they showed it. And even Jesse Marcel's like, nah, this is Codswallop. This is rubbish, So now that's happened, right? You've got people starting to see more UFOs and all this sort of stuff. So you're kind of like creating this sort of spark.
What do you mean people are starting to see more?
Well, once the cat was out of the bag, people say, oh, now I've seen this. Oh, now that makes sense. I've seen this and this. And we sparked a generation of those 50s alien movies, like It Came From Outer Space. And so we sparked this whole, wave of sci-fi movies. And that's
was that just people trying to cash in on the 5 minutes of fame kind of thing?
I guess, yeah. Because it's like, the new thing.
Yeah,
aliens.
Like we're not
alone. I guess so.
Let's go write Star Trek,
Yeah, but creating mythology.
And And this comes back again and again with the military providing misinformation. We'll tell you something while the right hand's doing something else. The left hand's doing this while the right hand's doing that.
It's just so odd that they would let the initial report get out.
Yeah, and I think...
What happened there?
Exactly right. And I think because this is the first time they've actually dealt with something, right?
Yeah, okay.
The military we can't let people know about this. Yeah. Because... No, you got to think back then. Like I mentioned this before. You've got World War II.
It's just happened. So...
Yeah, and the Americans
they didn't have contingencies. What happens if an alien crashes?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly right.
The question I've got for you though is, why can't this be explained away with something like the papers put out this thing about aliens, and the authorities come and go, hey, come on, guys, that's the bit irresponsible. It's a weather balloon, and they just okay, guys, we're just kidding around. Here's the real stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other question I've got is that at the time, not long after that, have you heard of War of the Worlds?
Yes.
Okay. So George Orwell did the original broadcast of War of the Worlds.
Freaked the hell out of everyone.
And literally the whole of America...
Orson Welles,
yeah. George Orwell, someone else. Orson Welles did this broadcast of War of the Worlds, and it was a radio play that he did. He convinced the whole of America that they were being invaded by aliens. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can have that kind of effect, the media can have that effect on people, why isn't it just the authorities going, come on, guys, don't put out this nonsense?
Good question. But I think okay, to your first question, now they've recovered the ship. All right, they've recovered. So the military have recovered a crashed ship
or something.
They've crashed something. Yeah, of something.
A crashed vehicle.
Yeah, and that implies in itself that it's not impenetrable. It can be damaged. So like, oh wow, this is new. This is great. So this is new. This is like the first time the press is actually saying something. This is also the first time that the military are actually dealing with something as well. Because this is like this is the one that started everything.
Right.
And like you said, that's a great example with the Orson Welles. If you said people that, oh, you're not alone, you're going to destroy faiths. People are going to have their minds blown. And I think people.
So why would, like you were saying, why would they just let that out in the first?
Well, it could be a mistake. It could have been just a mistake. I mean, the military, like back then, how easy is it for me to communicate with you now? Like it's bang, a tweet, an SMS. Communication back then was a little bit different. Maybe the press said, I'm going to run the story right now. And just ran it.
And they couldn't stop it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then they did stop it when they
realised.
Yeah, they realised, like, whoa, we can't let this get out.
But what if it's still them going, hey, this is just nonsense. There's
Who's they? Who's saying they?
Well, say the authorities go to the paper, they call the editor and go, hey, John, you've printed this stupid article. It's irresponsible. You need to print another one showing what we've actually found.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what they've done. They've said, don't print this. This is actually what happened.
And what if that is the truth?
Yeah, but what if it is a balloon and it's just, and they've just gone to the authorities have gone to the paper.
Yeah.
That's crap.
It's just simply a mistake.
Print
because what you got a lot of people that actually were witnesses to this, right? You got Pat Braswell who says, it wasn't a weather balloon.
Who aren't military people. These are just normal citizens.
Dudes.
Yeah.
So you got Pat Braswell on one side, right? And nobody knows what happened to him afterwards. I think they told him to shut up, right? So Pat Braswell. And there was another, there was a camp. This is not a camp. A teacher taking some young kids on a geology excursion, and they saw the crash ship as well.
At night.
During the day. During the day, yeah.
Oh, crashed during the day?
They saw it, they said, what's this?
Did it crash at night or during the day?
It crashed during the night, right?
And next day
they saw it the next day, yeah.
Witnesses.
They saw it. Now this is what happened. This is from a military person who said this is what happened.
Yeah.
We don't know where the teacher is or whatever, but this is a report.
Yeah.
So the military have said, you are sworn to secrecy. If you tell anyone what happened, you're going to be in trouble. They threaten you. They these are people with guns that are authority figure. And back then, people they're scared. It's a different. People aren't like, I'm not scared of the police. I've got rights. People shut up and do what they're told. Because they're an authority figure.
Back in 1940.
Yeah, 47 or yeah. So,
but there's no specific evidence showing that this happened. This is just sort of.
This is speculative. This is circumstantial. Okay, this part here is circumstantial, right? Yeah. But you've got people, military key figures, saying eyewitness accounts, right?
Yeah.
Major Jesse Marcel. You've got other people. I can't remember the people's names, but they're saying that this actually happened. What the media are telling you is one thing, but what we saw is something completely different. What Pappy, the top secret fighter pilot, said. Yes, I saw bodies. I saw mini coffins. I thought they were children at first. He kept it secret till he was dying. On his dying deathbed because he loved his country. He was a patriot. He said, "I'm not going to do anything, but you know what? I'm not going to keep this with me."
And can I just start? Was this way before the whole people claiming they were abducted?
Yes.
And all that kind of
did
that spawn?
That was after. That's another case which I can talk to you about that one as well.
Yeah.
But so you've got all this. What gives strength to this conspiracy, right, is basically that you've got a lot of people in different areas corroborating the same story.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing, which I think is the key one, is the newspaper article saying, we've done this, we found this. Well, wait, we're redacting that. Why would they do that?
When it comes to corroboration, though, someone can say something and Jamil just agrees with it.
Yeah, but
that's a corroboration.
That's a human thing too.
But they're not going out in public.
Because Jamil wants to get his 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, credible people, witnesses.
What's credible though?
Military figures. You're talking about a person with top secret clearance who's authorized to drop the A-bomb or whatever it was.
But
right?
So did they only come clean on this when they were
afterwards?
They'd left or retired or whatever?
Because he kept it with him. He's
why are these guys whacked?
This guy's dead.
Before they say it, they're like, "Oh, this guy could blow the whistle." Bang,
bang, bang. But the thing is, there's a lot of pieces just don't add up.
Yeah.
The fact that they released there's all this documentation, right? I mean, the fact that the investigation was going for a long time.
What kind of documentation do you mean?
Like the military released, I think, documentation, and it's all blanked out, like, Freedom of Information Act, so they can.
All right.
Yeah, so people in later generations were trying to get information on it,
but can we at the base of this conspiracy thing? What's the underlying? They're covering it up. What are they doing?
Okay,
are they trying to not let us progress?
Yeah,
what's the deal?
Is it
now
they're keeping it for themselves?
There's a guy named Philip J. Corso, right? And he was a lieutenant colonel, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe I think he's a colonel, or lieutenant, high-ranking officer. He was under supervision of General Arthur Trudeau, right? Back then. Okay. Now he was stationed in Germany. He's like overseas. He's high-ranking officer, right? Credible, I guess as you call it, he's respected military officer.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is in the book in his
memoirs or something.
Yeah, I read the book, and he explains how his job was to. His general says, "Okay, I've got a job for you. This is with the files. I want you to get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
I want you because what are you talking about? Because what you're about to see is top secret, blah blah blah. This stays between you and me. So I think it's between them two and black projects and whatever. So what his job was to, he said, look, we found a crashed spaceship, right? We have a crashed spaceship. We recovered bodies. We want you to reverse engineer some of the stuff. He had no idea what this stuff was. He was going through reports, right? And in the book, he details how he saw like a pen, like they pressed a pen, like a sort of.
Is this a guy who's released a book?
Yes.
Yes.
With William J. Burns, another respected.
So when you
researcher.
say respected, is that because they're not military researchers or
no?
So they're sort of external dudes who. So what makes him credible, respectable?
Well, in the UFO community, he's done a lot of books. He's done a lot of research. He doesn't do anything half-assed. He asks the questions.
So you could say he makes a living off of this.
Well, I think he's a solicitor by living. So
okay.
Yeah, so he's
yeah. So it's a hobby.
Yeah, he's got like a UFO magazine, and look, I don't know his.
Because I was going to say, when someone's livelihood relies on this stuff, is it credible?
Yeah.
Will they publish these interesting tales? Never let the truth get in the way.
He did have a TV show, UFO Hunters, which is really good, which got canned after 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And even he was talking about we aired some stuff on there, but it shouldn't. Which the
network wasn't.
The network said, "This is crazy. Why are you guys talking about it? This is."
Well, bang. You'd think if they aired it, and it was why are you talking about this? It wouldn't have got aired.
Yeah, but
you'd think if it was this is whistleblowing to the max.
Yeah, we can't let this get out.
Some dude with the suitcase comes and he goes, no, that's never going to be released.
I'll bring you this analogy. If someone's
YouTube it,
if someone's doing an update on Windows 10 or whatever, do you reckon Bill Gates is going to say, "Oh, hey Bill, I've just done this update. I'm going to release it on Windows 10," and it could potentially cause widespread failures or blue screens?
That's what I mean. They wouldn't let it release.
No, but what if it got through quality assurance or whatever, right? And then after the release, someone stuffed up. You know what I mean?
If it was that important, someone had been in the know.
But that's the thing. I don't think the higher ups really knew what was going on. They said, "All right, you got 3. Just do what you got to do. Bang, I don't care." And then they watched it. They've got negative feedback on it. Brought to the attention after the fact. Whoa, what the hell's going on? That's why they got cancelled. But back to your question, Benny. These guys have been doing a lot of research. They know what they're talking about. So again, look, you got to go in there with an open mind, but not so open. That
How do these guys, these credible and respected guys, how do they handle when someone who's skeptical challenges their information? Like a scientist who would insist on peer-reviewed research and whatnot, rather than not hearsay, but rather than eyewitness accounts.
Are they academics? Are they?
Some of them are. Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah,
but whether they're they're in
it
for the story and to make a buck.
Sell a book.
Yeah. Like a well-known researcher, Stanton Friedman. Absolutely. He's a gun. He thoroughly does his research.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds credence towards the argument.
convincing.
When you hear someone that knows what they're talking about, does a lot of research on it, it's like, okay, well, I might take this,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll listen to it.
I have a question for you about this. Going back to the ship for a second.
Yep.
How do we know it's a UFO and not some company? Because, you know, we know that like different companies and different, like NASA have like this engine that can like, it could only work in space, it shoots out ions, but it can go, you know, eventually it could go super quick.
Yeah.
And like, you know, there are alloys out there that conduct electricity like at ridiculous speeds and things like that.
Well,
so
they're actually saying there's bodies involved.
But going back to this, just saying with the ship for a second.
Yeah, sure.
You're talking about this material that's got all these amazing properties.
Right.
Now, if we know about all this stuff that's possible right now, but it's not commercially viable.
Yeah.
And you were saying how it could be a plastic that wasn't out there.
Yeah.
What if there was a company that was experimenting with stuff, it was cutting edge and back in 1947, and they built like an experimental test ship, and it just went, you know, just bloody crashed.
Okay, well...
And the Army's job was to, what's this gear? This is new. We don't have this. The company, or whichever company.
We'll grab this before it's patented.
And it became like a transaction between them.
Why does it have to be aliens? Why can't it be that like there was some?
Well, Teshy's saying the bodies were there
because eyewitness people were saying we saw this. And another thing,
so it wasn't bodies.
Yeah, they saw. They saw other bodies.
How did they describe the bodies?
Small.
Just greys.
No, I can't remember.
Or?
It was all childlike, sort of.
Yeah.
And which another story. This is another story. Is you're laughing. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. You just didn't answer my question.
Oh,
you
sorry.
avoided my
Sorry.
question.
Okay,
I kind of interrupted.
Yeah, he did interrupt. Okay. You're talking about. So scenario A has happened, right? Now, if you think about if it was a spaceship or advanced technology, NASA wasn't even created then, right? There was no branch of NASA at that point.
But there were companies
doing
sure,
research,
there were companies, but
and
there was
stuff.
Dick Smith.
or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, like Smith and Wesson or whatever the hell. Like, there were companies
but you see,
around.
These military personnel were... they're the ones that are saying that we found this, we saw this, okay? They haven't openly said that, it was a... They openly said it was a weather balloon. It was a...
I mean, against that argument, surely a company would go, that's ours, we want it back.
Yeah.
That's our private research. I mean...
What if it was the Russians?
Yeah, well, you know, what were they doing in America? You know, maybe they wouldn't claim.
And they used that. They said like it was a weather for like high atmosphere detection for like radiation detections from Russia. They kind of said all this sort of stuff in there because you talk about that sort of era.
You'd think that an American company doing something in America testing, they crash their product. Like, if you crashed a brand new Cadillac, it's like, well, I want that back.
Yeah.
Well, but, like, what if it's, like, top secret stuff? Like, you know, what if they've nicked some technology from the government?
But that's the thing. If it was working...
There are all kinds of reasons.
Top secret stuff works with... If it's, like... It depends. The military want it. That's the whole reason. They will find the companies. And that's what Philip Corso did. He said, go to researchers and that's where I don't believe everything in the book because it's, like... The people... He went to Bell Company, and they said, research this. And Bell... There's no documentation to back that up. But then the other flip side to that is that if I was doing something top secret, if I was working on a top secret product, I'm not going to have documentation tracing that, I was working on a top secret product doing this. I'd get rid of all the documentation. I said, to make sure there's no traces.
Yeah.
So the argument is that, well, there's no proof, there's no document trail to say that you worked there. Well, of course not, because there's a top secret. I don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
So that's one aspect.
But could it just be, you said, the military want to use it for their purposes.
Absolutely.
But the alien bit, I'm still. How does it have to be an alien source?
Because foreign technologies landed, right? So as I was saying, they found this thing and it was a laser, like it was like for surgical cutting or whatever, which he described. So apparently they reverse engineered what we have lasers. Another thing they described was like lights traveling around, like you got cables that could bend and. Without lights being reflected, fiber optic cables.
So there's theorists or there's people talking about that the stuff they found has been used.
This
in subsequent.
This is all in the book.
Technologies.
Philip J. also talks about saying he's worked on it. He's got documentation on it.
Yeah.
So it's documented evidence that he worked on this. He was part of it. This is him saying that.
So these people think that we got a lot of our modern technologies that we use today and take for granted from alien intelligence
stuff.
Yeah. So specifically night vision. Because the lenses that were on the eyes, they could see through. Apparently night vision.
Right.
You've got.
But wasn't that around?
Yeah, probably.
Did they have night vision in
Not really.
So
No,
my question
we're
would be,
watching now.
what sort of, like, we obviously developed the silicon chip.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have got that from
That's
that. 'cause
great. No, perfect. Yes, the guy mentions
Because that's not very advanced
the silicon.
compared to quantum computing.
Yeah.
It's nano,
Yeah.
it's micro-technology sort
Yeah.
of stuff.
You're
but it's
starting
not-
a boom. You know, if you're funding, if you're getting like companies to fund, you know, oh, we'll give you some money. We want you to create some technology for us, right? So the military always have an agenda, right? But that's the thing. Look, where some lady did a lot of work, and I guess the person's argument was that, well, hang on a second, this person did a lot of research and
Which person?
look, I can't remember.
Person.
Yeah, the woman who
Too
did.
many people.
Yeah, there's too many people in the story. Person X was developing, you know, a product, okay? And years and years of knowledge and research, a scientist, you know, like hard evidence, you know, whatever, doing the test. But yet this guy claims that it was from aliens. So at the same time, I still question it. I think, well, is it either A or is it from person
Yeah, there's
X?
nothing wrong with questioning
Yeah,
it. You know?
but I just find that really interesting, you know, like, I mean...
Yeah.
When you
it-
question something, though, like that,
Yeah.
Occam's razor comes into it, and that is the simplest explanation.
Yeah.
Should be adhered to first, unless there's certain things that,
Yeah,
okay, this doesn't quite answer it correctly. We
Yeah.
have to move on and look elsewhere,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a big jump between someone doing some research
yeah,
and alien reverse engineering.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
a big leap, you
Yeah.
know?
It is.
How did you extrapolate
You
that?
know,
There's
like,
a lot of in-between stuff that appears to have been skipped,
Yeah.
like maybe a group of people were doing it, maybe multiple companies, and there was some, you know, coming up with this stuff.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I don't think... I can't really...
Well, let's think of it like this. You know, in America, they had the big like whistleblowing about the NSA, right?
Right.
About how the government was spying on Americans and that kind of thing. All that kind of stuff came out.
Yep.
What if it was some sort of, instead of like a weather balloon,
Yep.
it was some sort of, you know, some piece of
Information
equipment,
collecting
information
device.
collecting, or something that they thought themselves, oh crap! If the public hear about this, they will absolutely crucify us in the press, and people will crack it.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a simple explanation.
Yeah.
Concoct a story and make them think it's aliens.
Yeah.
And get heaps of the other guys
You know,
feeding that.
Yeah.
It's,
Give 'em a
instead
bit
of
of a
talking about how
soapbox.
we're using
Yeah.
dangerous equipment to do, you know, something or another, it's, you know, little green men from space. The other question I've got, like, a lot of this counts on the idea that these, you know, military person X, Y, Z all said, oh, they're little green men, or whatever they were.
Yeah.
What if they're just lunatics? Because, like, people are genuinely nuts.
Yeah, I don't think you want a lunatic dropping like an A-bomb or...
I think lunatic is required to
Yeah, there is a certain degree of insanity to nuke a place.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, normal people don't do that.
yeah. No, normal people don't do a lot of things, but they still
Yeah.
do it. But you're talking about people that are trained, people that make trained...
You're going on their service
And
record.
we're
too,
not
aren't you?
bagging
Talking about-
military here.
Yeah.
either,
No,
right?
of course
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
But, like...
They're all
You're saying-
psychopaths.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
Definitely
but
not.
people can just go, just over time, could just become nuts.
Okay, out of all the bullshit stories that you could possibly make up to cover up some, you know, future technology, like for, I don't know, whatever
Or
it
even
is,
just some dodgy activities.
why would you say fucking aliens? You know,
Because it gets people wound up, I
Yeah,
guess. you
And
know?
it just,
The
it's just
unknown.
it's just an easy way to obfuscate, because it's like, you know, aliens, you know, there's all kinds
But
of nut jobs
nah.
who will run around and
And-
chase
and-
off
But it wasn't
harebrained
really-
ideas.
the thing, I mean, it wasn't say, oh, it's just aliens. You know how we just loosely say it was
I
aliens.
know, but it was a new idea.
It's a new concept.
Let's
yeah.
blame it on
So-
this for once. Oh,
yeah.
that'll get people chatting. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what
Yeah.
happened. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
but
that's
it's
a
And
good way.
divert their
Sort of like-
attention.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a massive leap. Aliens.
Okay.
You know.
This is
Pretty big.
where I've always had a problem with it, right? Space is incredibly hard to traverse, especially outside the solar system.
Dangerous.
It's just miles and miles and light years
Yeah.
of nothingness and radiation and stuff that wants to wreck you and kill you.
Debris.
Everything, right?
Mm.
There wants to just chaos. That's
Yeah.
basically what it is. You've got this advanced ship, yeah, that flew
Yeah, I know
from
what you're
another part of the galaxy.
or another universe.
Yeah.
Not another universe, but another part of our galaxy. It could have come
knows?
from another galaxy, but
Yeah,
say it was within our galaxy. That's
All right.
hard enough.
Yeah.
It couldn't fly in bad weather, I get
If
it.
it wanted to come from,
And it crash landed.
it comes into Earth and goes bang.
Yeah.
So you got either some real incompetent aliens,
Yeah.
Mm.
or their tech ain't that good.
Yeah.
It manages to, that's like, you know, having a car that can go, underwater. As soon as it gets on land, the tire pops.
Yeah.
It's sort of
It just doesn't add up there.
It's sort of like if you fly past Jupiter and not get sucked in by the gravity.
Yeah.
And then you
What the hell made an alien ship? What is their explanation for an alien ship crashing on Earth?
I think that's another episode, Benny. It's like maybe like aliens gone wild or something.
Maybe what did they pick up some wild turkey from bloody the nearest pub and go, let's try this on the way back.
Just leave the Milky Way. These two aliens are now crash landing. It'd be pretty funny.
You know what I mean, though? Like that's a serious amount of tech to make it through space wherever they came from. And I'm assuming they didn't come from the moon.
Yeah.
It's from wherever they came from.
Yeah. Bang,
and they crash landed here. It's like, you incompetent screwballs. What have you done?
It's a what are we saying that caused the crash? Like a lightning strike?
Don't know. No, look, we don't know. All we know, right, is this are the facts, right? These are the facts.
Debris?
Something crashed.
So, something crashed on Mike Brazel's ranch, right? The newspaper article said flying saucer captured, right? The next day, it was redacted. And it was saying, with Major Jesse Marcel saying that it was a weather balloon.
A weather balloon.
And you've also got him saying to his son that showing him the technology or the debris
so
or whatever.
The fact is, they said all that, and that newspaper came out.
So,
but those particular things aren't necessarily speaking about factual events.
Yeah.
The newspaper came out.
Sorry,
I won't deny
circumstantial it. Was Jesse Marcel
telling... No. I have no... The fact is, that guy said that.
Yeah.
The newspaper came out, said that.
The fact that whether it actually happened...
That happened. Yeah. Whether the newspaper was correct in the first place...
And reporting the event.
...is not necessarily fact.
Yeah.
It could have been a blunder.
It could just be nonsense.
It could be complete crap.
I see where Jamil's coming from.
So,
right?
like, where you say, the facts, they are facts. But what the facts are getting at aren't necessarily concrete,
Like, say, for example, if someone puts an article out about, Pat, and says that, that Pat's some sort of pest and, like, cuts people's roses and walks off with them, that could be true. To do that. Or it could just be slander.
Yes.
You steal people's roses?
Or it could just be...
Once or twice.
Just disgraceful behaviour.
Yeah.
But, anyway. Just because it's in a newspaper, it's not...
The fact is the newspaper can put that out.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it true.
But it's a different era, though. Like, I mean, it's not like,
bullshitting has gone throughout the generations.
I'm not sure. We're not arguing that. People have been bullshitting since they were in caves.
Yeah.
Like,
burn the witch.
It's like, did you catch that rabbit? Yes. Like, did you eat the mammoth? No.
Yeah.
It's just
hearsay.
But anyway. So this
but
whole
it's very interesting stuff nonetheless.
Yeah. So this is all spawned off. Like, you got your movies like Close Encounters.
Okay.
Yeah. You got Spielberg's.
And what about the other? Like, there was a lot of other sightings. People were having experiences where they're abducted and stuff after this.
Well, there's a famous one. Like Betty and Barney Hill, but that's another long story. I suggest you guys have a look at that.
That's another episode.
That's another episode.
Yeah. Very interesting case.
But yeah.
But yeah, so what we've learned today is, it could be drunken reporters documenting whatever it was.
Guys having a Barney.
Having
a bit of fun.
Drunk aliens.
Yeah, aliens that can't fly spaceships.
Can I throw something out there?
Go for it.
We can each answer
the truth
one at a time. Yeah.
Yep. Go.
Sure. This is pretty subjective. Who believes that we're not alone in the galaxy, universe, whatever? In terms of life forms elsewhere.
Jamil.
Infinite universe, there's bound to be something besides us. But doesn't mean that we're here.
No.
Yeah. I believe the probability that there is other life forms, yes. I'm open to that idea.
I think, absolutely, without a doubt, there is. I think we've seen it in the skies, like advanced craft, spaceships, whatever you want to call it, being controlled by
ourselves, though.
Yeah,
I haven't.
We're smart, but we're not that smart. Let's face it. We're still a bunch of idiots. We're trying to start a fire. We're still in the whole grand universe.
I'll go as far to say, I reckon probably.
Yeah.
It has to be other life forms.
Yeah.
Whether they're intelligent in the same lifetime as we are.
Yes. Hey, we're not intelligent, man.
Well, we are compared to a frog. We are. Whether intelligent life exists at the same time as us, and you know.
I'm pretty sure frogs don't go around killing people just for the sake of it.
But it's about time and space, right?
You know what I mean?
Just be like
intelligent life may exist elsewhere, but does it exist the same time as we're here? We've been here for 1 minute on the calendar of life. You know what I mean?
And that could go. They could be super advanced, or they could be like.
I'll even go as far to say they could, if they were here, if they had come across the galaxy and are here, we wouldn't know about it because they'd be that good at hiding. Yeah, I mean, I can hide in the bush and people won't find me.
But we wouldn't be able to detect them.
You know what I mean?
There'd be no
they'd be that good. They'll only be seen if they want us to see.
Yeah. There still are cases where people have actually seen. Look, I could go on for this whole night.
I think this is another episode.
I think I can go on all night, but
I bet you can.
yeah, I think we have to wrap it up there, guys.
Awesome.
All right,
I'm
good
looking
chat.
forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you later next time.